Guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we build business, create community, find freedom, and share success. It's another marvelous Monday morning, which means it's time for another money-making minute. And this week, what I've got for you is my top 5 favorite fasteners. All right, guys, real quick before we dive into the content this week, if you want to know more about who I am and you're new here, run by toolmantim.co. That's toolmantim.co to find out everything there is to know about me. You'll see a shop over there where I have over 100 recommended products to Amazon products that have saved me money or made me money in my business. And if you want to sign up for the monthly workshop newsletter, I send you 1 email a month, no spam, to let you know what's going on in the workshop community. So, thanks guys. Let's dive in. Now, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but there is a shortage of the oddest things at the hardware store, at the big box stores, at the grocery stores. You just go looking for something and you just can't find what you're looking for. And it's just the most random things, and we know we're going to be dealing with it for a while. But I had this video in my brain for quite a while, and it's been mulling it over, and I was ready to do it. And you know what? I couldn't get one of the products simply because, again, there's a shortage and it's kind of frustrating. I got 4 of them here with me. The 5th one, when it pops up, you'll see it. I'll have a picture up here over my shoulder so you can see what it is. But I wanted to put together this top 5 because 4 just doesn't work. I like top 5. Top 5 fastener video for you. So, number 1. I don't know about you guys, but every time I buy something that says must be anchored to the wall, and you're like, hardware included, and you get these little tiny screws that you've almost got to wear magnifying glasses to see, and they come with the cheapest multicolored anchors you're ever going to find. The type that are about 1/8 of an inch thick, and you try to drill the hole and pound them in the wall, and they bend over, flop down, go crazy. They just don't work. So quite a few years ago, I ended up replacing them with these guys right here. I keep a box of these on hand. They're not that expensive, and they are so much more sturdy and reliable than anything you're going to get free with IKEA or any other Walmart junk you're going to find. Basically, these guys, they will make their own hole, but what I tend to do is take a Phillips screwdriver, put it up against the wall, hit it once with a hammer, make a little hole. Then you can put these little bits, these little anchors right there. You'll see they have a little star Phillips head in them. Put them in, anchor them down, and when they get flat with the drywall, I mean, I'm not saying that a tow truck couldn't pull them out of the wall, but they're kind of, you know, as far as the cheap, chintzy, little tiny multicolored anchors that come with everything on the market, throw them away. They're not worth the, well, the plastic they're made out of, and that ain't much. But these guys here are a huge upgrade that are just as easy to install, and yeah, they leave a little bit bigger hole, but it sure doesn't leave any bigger of a hole than if you were to put those cheap little anchors up in the wall and it fell off, broke something that was expensive, and then you got to put something bigger in anyway. So these have been my go-to to replace all of that junk. So number 2 are these metal toggle bolts. And these things, I think I could actually stand on a board that I put in the wall with them. I don't know if that's 100% true, but back when I worked at Home Hardware years ago, these were always our go-to for something really sturdy. Now, the downside to them, you have to drill a fairly big hole. But once they get inside and you tighten those things down, they will hold. They have a nice wide wingspan that ends up grabbing the inside of the material, whatever you happen to go through, and helps spread that weight out a lot. These are awesome for really heavy, hard to hang type products. Just about anything, but I really like them for shelves. And what I really like these for, you don't see them as often anymore, but you guys remember those swag hooks or swag lamp hooks that everybody used to have in the ceiling? Or if somebody wants to hang something from the ceiling and you don't have a floor joist or ceiling truss to screw into, these are the best that I have found out there for hanging that kind of stuff. And who in the world's going to hang a swag lamp in this day and age anyway? But some people still like to hang things from the ceiling, and if you find a really particular customer who says it needs to be right there, not 2 inches this way, not 2 inches that way, it has to be right there, this is great for hanging on the ceiling. Now, number 3, I had a customer a while back who said, my kids keep pulling the darn towel rack off the downstairs basement bathroom wall. They hang on it like a jungle gym. I thought, well, I'm going to cure them. So at the time, I couldn't find those metal toggle bolts, and I ended up finding these guys right here, and these are incredible. So this is number 3. These are like these plastic flip toggle bolts, and they are so fast and so simple to input and use. So again, I went into my local hardware store and the girl said, why don't you try this? So basically you just drill a hole, you flip the little toggle through, and then it's like a zip tie and you just go zip and snap it off and you are done. All you got to do from there is put your bolt in and you are good. And you know what? That's been over a year. Those kids still hang off that damn towel rack and it is held up. They have a weight rating on them. Let's see if I can find it for you. 840 pounds in concrete block and 250 pounds in half-inch drywall. That's incredible. You know, I couldn't quite hang off it, but I'd be pretty darn close. But a kid can play, can haul, can rip and tear, and it just works. These things are the cat's ass. I love them. They've suited me well. They're a little expensive. Well, no, they're not. They're not that bad. $3 for 2 of them. But you know what? That's cheap insurance. Well, that's at my local hardware store. I'm going to have links to all this stuff for Amazon affiliate links, so you can check them out below. But these are cool. I'd never seen them before about a year ago when I used them, and these have become the go-to in my tickle trunk with my hardware. All right, number 4. This is the guy that I can't find anywhere right now. I could bring them in from the States, I'm sure, but you'll see a picture right here. And that is the Screw It Again Hinge Anchors. These are incredible. I have tried, you know, years ago, back when we were broke as a joke and just learning how to fix things and make do with things. It always, you know, I've got a rule I live by. Always fix a loose hinge. I didn't always live by it at the time, but it works. It's something basically what happens if you don't fix it, it's going to get worse. So over at my wife's daycare, over at where my daughter's renting, both the doors there had really wobbly hinges. And I went in one day, nobody recommended it, just walking through the hardware store, and I found these, they look like plastic golf tees almost. They're the long, you guys have seen me use them before. And you just screw them in, snap them off. They should not be as sturdy as they are. But what I can tell you is they work way better than taking a wood golf tee, knocking it in the hole, breaking it off, or putting a whole bunch of toothpicks in there with wood glue and cutting them off. These things have worked. My wife's heavy-duty steel door over at the daycare has been open and closed 1,000 times a week since she's opened, and there has not been a little bit of play in those. Those Screw It Again hinge anchors, they are a little expensive, at least in Canada they are, but they just work. So if you ever have, they're great to have, and a lot of times you've only got 1 or 2 screws that are loose in a hinge. So you only have to put those 2 in there. You end up getting a 4-pack and it's good enough to do a couple of doors sometimes. But I love them. They've changed my door fixing game, and they allow me to live by the rule I'm trying to live by, and that's always fix a loose hinge. And number 5 is my absolute go-to all-time favorite ever since I ran into them. They have changed my picture hanging game. They make everything so much easier. It's literally pull, stick, press in place. And that is my 3M Velcro strips. And these things are absolutely, well, they're incredible. You guys know one of my taglines for the toolmantim.shop. If you need to hang a heavy Santa picture over your lazy boy, well, I know that's oddly specific about a really heavy Santa picture, but I use these for that, and they worked. So where I sit in the evenings, especially in the wintertime after I'm blowing snow, is my lazy boy over in the corner. And at Christmas time, my wife loves to put up all kinds of Christmas decor. And this one is a great big framed all glass Santa Claus picture, and it's heavy, at least 10 pounds. And I would feel really bad if it fell and broke. My head would feel really bad too if it landed on me. But again, these were recommended to me from the hardware store. I said, well, what the hell not? I always love trying new products. And I buy these in as big a bulk pack as I can find with the heaviest ones I can find. And they're so easy. I used to spend, when I'd go to customers' houses and hang pictures, it would be hours to do a few pictures because it would be, drill a hole, drill a hole, drill a hole, drill a hole, try to find an anchor. These guys work. I mean, unless the thing's 150 pounds, you just take 2 of them off, you peel them, stick them to the back, and then peel off the adhesive part, make sure it's level, and then press it into place, and you're done. And you know what? If it's a little bit unlevel, you can pull it off, adjust it, and then push the Velcro back into place. If you guys have not tried these 3M Velcro strips, I'm telling you, they've made my honey-do list a lot shorter. They work. I love them, and they're a good product to boot. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. I love putting together these top 5 lists. If you guys have one that you think, oh, Tim's an idiot, why would he recommend that? Or, man, this one's even better, you need to try it. I'd love to try out 5 more products that I could put up and do another recommendation video for you. Or if there's just a tip, I want to get more and more of this community-centered content brought in here so we can all share. I've got, if you guys haven't seen it yet, a community member did a review on one of the products and I shared that. I love it. It's awesome. So keep the content coming, guys. Isn't that funny? The content creator saying keep the content coming. But you guys give me the best ideas for videos. At least half of everything this month came from user submitted tips, info, requests, all of that. So I love it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And if you're new here and you want to keep hanging out in the workshop with us, because you know I do appreciate it, hit the subscribe button and make sure you come back Sunday nights for Talking Tools live stream, where I usually have a theme, but we also sit around and shoot the shit and get to know one another, which I love. So guys, you know I always appreciate you hanging out here with me. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.